chamber.
That's all. Yeah.
I avoid things like that.
Everybody knows you.
Hello. Good. How are you doing?
You're up there all the time too.
She's got super Yeah. So tell me what the feeling was like last week. How? I guess
It was pretty
you
exciting.
weren't there, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Everybody was there. We had 19 people.
Oh my gosh. It was fun.
It was a big crowd. You got mileage all over the country. Just have friends everywhere that I posted to my Facebook.
Awesome. We're just talking about They have a promotional video that they put together too.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah, big track, that's what I
He was on stage.
Really?
We were gonna have.
Don't worry, Christine, I got this here.
It's actually harder than it looks.
Yeah, we're still putting it together.
Next up, we were standing for Muriel.
Okay, I would like to ask Pastor Karen Dooney of Westminster Presbyterian Church here in Cape Girardeau, Karen, if you would come and give us the invitation, please. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for letting me be here. Let us pray. O God, our leader, we thank you that we live in a nation where we can enjoy so many freedoms, such as the freedom of the press, the freedom of religion, and the freedom to vote. Bless all those who hold office in our nation, and bless those who are chosen to lead Cape Girardeau, so that they may do their work in a spirit of wisdom, kindness, and justice. Help them to use their authority to serve faithfully and to promote the general welfare. Amen.
I'll be joining me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, please be seated. Call to order the Cape Girardeau City Council. This is our April 6th, 2015 meeting. Thanks to everyone for being here and being a part of this meeting. Roll call, please.
Wayne Bowen. Here. Victor Gunn is absent. Mark Lanzotti.
Here.
Shelley Moore. Here. Harry Rediker.
Here.
Loretta Snyder. Here. Joseph Azoro.
Here. Council, next order of business is adoption of the agenda. several presentations this evening. First, I'll ask Kevin Greaser to come forward. And to the public safety.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to extend an invitation to you as well as to our public to an evening of celebration later this month. Again, my name is Kevin Greaser. I'm the Community Bank President of Alliance Bank and member of the Cape Girardeau Friends of Public Safety. We are a group of individuals from a variety of backgrounds who have come together to support the dedicated men and women who protect and serve the citizens of Cape Girardeau through both the police and fire departments. This evening, as I said, I want to extend an invitation to you to attend our first event on April the 21st at 6 p.m. We are pleased to celebrate Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. The Cape Girardeau Conservation Center will serve as the location with the evening planned to honor and celebrate our local police department. Arrangements have been made to hear the grade school choir from Alma Schroeder sing the national anthem. Reverend Stafford Moore will give an invocation. We'll honor the memory of fallen officers with their families, and we will hear from Assistant United States Attorney Larry Farrell with what is sure to be a great message. The Cape Girardeau Friends of Public Safety has a Facebook page where you can keep up with events as well as news and stories concerning our friends in the police and fire departments. If anyone has an interest in becoming involved, you may message us on the page and one of our members will contact you. Wayne is a member of our group, as well as Patrick Ketting, who's here in the audience this evening. Wayne, do you have anything to add this evening?
Covered well. I mean, we look forward to great attendance, and everyone will need to pick in.
That's it, Mayor.
Okay, and Kevin, I want to thank you for your involvement, personal involvement in this event, and also your leadership and involvement in past history of promoting and passing the fire tax.
You're very welcome.
You're a great citizen.
Well, it's a great place to live, and just do my best.
We will keep calling on you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, a great item that's come before us and is on the agenda tonight, and that is acceptance of a sculpture, a metal sculpture, the quill. And I'd like to ask John Rust to come forward along with your.
And actually, if it's okay, I'm going to present first. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And good evening, Mayor Rediger and council members. Thank you for allowing the Public Art Committee to present to you tonight. Last time I stood before you on behalf of the Public Art Committee, we were presenting the Public Art Policy and Procedure, a document that had no precedent in the city of Cape Girardeau. The ad hoc committee consisted of myself as a representative of the Arts Council, Tim Arbeiter of the Chamber of Commerce, Marla Mills representing Old Town Cape, Julia Thompson on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department, and Chris Wubina, an outdoor sculptor, public artist, and professor at Southeast Missouri State University. We had labored for a year on the document we presented that evening in October 2012. I can remember being nervous. What would the reaction be? The arts can incite controversy no matter what form they take, and it was hard to predict the outcome. The committee was assured that a public art program could succeed, and it could be a success through the research and the benchmarking that we had done against similar communities. But would Cape be ready for it? When we received the news about the policy's approval, we were elated. But this feeling only lasted about a day. Conversation within our committee quickly turned to, so what do we do now? With the framework already established for a public art display, we turned our efforts towards coordinating an outdoor temporary sculpture exhibit. The timing of tonight's meeting and this presentation truly could not be any better. At this moment, the committee is overseeing the close of the inaugural Cape Girardeau Outdoor Sculpture Exhibit and installation of new works for the 2015 sculpture exhibit. None of us could have anticipated the form that this exhibit would take, or the sculptures included in the exhibit would come to mean so much to so many. Through the past year, an estimated 3 million motorists and pedestrians have been able to enjoy art on Broadway. The exhibit has received extensive media coverage in 573 Magazine, Missouri Life, the Southeast Missourian, KFVS 12, KRCU, and many other sources.
Kristen Martin and the Wright Group also won an Addy Award for their work on the promotional campaign for the exhibit, and one of the sculptures was sold, which you all will get to hear more about this evening. As an agent of the arts movement in Cape Girardeau, I cannot tell you how important the city's support has been, both monetarily and via the in-kind assistance. Cape Girardeau now serves as a beacon for communities throughout the region, providing an example for how the arts can be successfully and thoughtfully integrated into the existing topography. As we ride on the tail of the success of our opening exhibit and being named a Great American Main Street in 2015, I see only wonderful things happening for the arts in the next year. We hope you'll be able to join us this Friday as we celebrate the opening of the 2015 Cape Girardeau Outdoor Sculpture Exhibit. A reception will be hosted at the Vasterling Suites Courtyard and located at the corner of Fountain and Broadway Street, which is just right up the street here. Opening remarks will be made at 6 p.m., which, Mayor, I believe you have on your calendar. And it would be the Public Art Committee's immense pleasure to welcome you all as our guests. Thank you again for everything, and we hope to see you this Friday. And now, Mr. Rust, would you like to? I'm hoping so. It was freezing last year. It was very cold.
Thank you very much. On your agenda, as you know, there is a consent item of a gift of one of the sculptures that Muriel has helped bring to town. And I want to make a couple remarks and a little bit of the motivation of what we've been doing with this gift. First of all, I want to thank the City Council and the Public Arts Committee and the CIMO Council on the Arts, Old Town Cape, the Chamber, the Park and Recs Foundation, for all of the work that they've done to be able to bring the sculpture exhibit to Cape Girardeau. It's really added to the ambiance of downtown. As Muriel said, over 3 million driving by, walking by. If you live there, work there, it's really added something wonderful to part of downtown. That would not have happened without your support and everybody working together. My family, as we looked at these pieces, we were impressed with the level of artwork last year in the 2014 exhibit. We had some favorites, and that's kind of the fun thing about art, is how you interact with it. Some people's favorites might be somebody else's least favorite, and vice versa. But that's something neat about art. We were motivated in looking at the pieces last year that there were several that were very interesting, and we thought it would be neat to be able to hold on to one of those for Cape Girardeau, for the benefit of remembering the first year and also just adding to the landscape. And so working with the Arts Council and some of the artists, we came to an agreement on a price with Dan Perry, one of the sculptors in the exhibit in 2014 from Iowa. And we're able to make a gift to the Park and Recs Foundation that they were able to purchase for the benefit of Cape Girardeau one of those pieces, which is the quill, which was the feather in the middle of Broadway. So we're excited that that's moved forward, and that's what's in front of you tonight, is whether to accept that gift from the Park and Recs Foundation. I will say, while I have the floor for just a moment, we are really excited about the show opening this week. Already pieces are up on Broadway, and I'm looking forward to the reception on Friday, and I know several of you will be there. And Mayor, I know this has been a very important issue to you, public art, and appreciate your support of that.
Well, John, myself personally, on behalf of the council and the city, thank you for stepping forward to start what I am hopeful will become a tradition, whereby a business, an individual, someone will purchase one of the sculptures each year, one or more. Maybe we can get a two, maybe. But work toward that end so we can continue to grow this public art within our city in many areas of our city. To you and your family, we thank you very much for your donation to the Parks Foundation. This will work very well. I assure you that it will be approved here in a few minutes, and we'll move forward. I also am excited about beginning with a committee, Julia and
Thank you, Mayor.
Other comments?
Certainly echo the mayor's compliments, but the other, one word that didn't come up to me is it takes leaders in a community to lead a community, and your decision to do that is not one that most would think of, but once demonstrated, I think will be followed. And to that end, I would encourage Julia and your crews to formalize and publicize that that all of the sculptures are for sale, and that you will facilitate essentially getting them bought, because it took probably more effort the first time than it took a person in a group, a family, committed to doing that and following through. But the next person may have money but no time. And just make it easy for them. And challenge yourself to have a process in place that makes it easy for them. And in the promotional materials makes it known how to follow the rest lead.
Councilman Lanzatti and Mayor, if I can follow up on that, those are great points. And it doesn't have to be just a business either, or a family. If there are people who see artwork that really resonates with them, it's finding a group of friends, and the more friends you have involved, the less costly it becomes for each one individually. This is something that'd be a neat kind of goal that people look out and say, does this speak to me, and how can I help keep it here for the good of Cape Girardeau?
It may be of interest, and I don't know, it's certainly not my area of expertise, but to get maybe a price on the front end or a ballpark price on the front end, so that if I called up and said this blank, and you know it's about X dollars, and then I can go out and figure out how to do it and make it happen, or Loretta, or anybody else. I think it's really neat. Fill the parks with it, all over.
John, we appreciate it very much, and communicate that to the rest of your family, if you would, please.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing the quell
Thank you.
permanently. We have a proclamation tonight for National Public Health Week 2015. You join me? And what's more important than our health and public health? Whereas the week of April 6th through 12th is National Public Health Week, and Missouri's theme is Public Health, Better Missouri. And whereas since 1995, the American Public Health Association, through its sponsorship of National Public Health Week, has educated the public, policymakers, and public health professionals about issues improving the public's health. And whereas since 1986, the Cape Girardeau County Public Health Center has provided public health services to the residents of Cape Girardeau County. And whereas more than half of all cancer deaths could be prevented by making healthy choices, like not smoking, staying a healthy weight, eating right, keeping active, and getting recommended screening tests. And whereas preventing diseases before they start is critical to helping people live longer, healthier lives while managing health-related costs. And whereas some of the greatest achievements of public health include vaccinations, safer workplaces, safer and healthier foods, control of infectious diseases, fluoridation of drinking water, public health preparedness, and recognition of tobacco use as a health hazard. And whereas immunization rates continue to rise in Missouri, saving lives and millions of dollars in healthcare costs. And whereas strong public health systems are critical for sustaining and improving community health. And whereas the Cape Girardeau County Public Health Center is committed to ensuring that families are healthy from the start, and its collaborative efforts with individuals, communities, providers, and policymakers will help the county's next generation be healthier than the one before. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Harry Rediger, Mayor of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, do hereby proclaim the week of April 6th through 12th as National Public Health Week, in witness thereof, this 6th day of April 2015, and thank you for all you do. for us in public health. Thank you.
Mayor Rediger and council members, if I may just take a few moments. First of all, thank you on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the staff at the Health Center. Thank you for the proclamation and helping us to recognize on a local level public health activities, public health services. As it said in the proclamation, public health has had a lot of successes over the last decades in the 20th century: vaccinations, motor vehicle safety, just to name a few, control of infectious diseases, healthier moms and babies, safer food and water supplies, and public health preparedness and response. I think one of the key things that we are experiencing in public health in the last several years is a recognition that it's not just the public health center itself that protects and provides health to the public, it's the public that helps to provide good health all around. And with that in mind, we tried to designate this week by showcasing several of the activities that we provide, some of the services that we do through the health center. One of those being collaboration with our community partners. And very thankful to the City of Cape Girardeau, particularly the Parks and Recs Department, for agreeing to partner with us and helping us plan an active lifestyle day. That will be tomorrow, Tuesday. And one of your fitness instructors, Christine Page, is going to help us hold an outside Zumba class at Arena Park tomorrow morning, I believe, from 9:30 to 10:15. And then she'll move on to the Osage Center from 12:15 to 12:45 for a Pilates class, and end up at Shawnee Park Center tomorrow evening from 5 to 5:30 for a strengthening class. So thank you, Christine, Julia, for helping us to make that an event. We also partner with the city and other community partners with the Healthy Communities Coalition. And through that coalition and the Health Center, we have been able to obtain grant funds which have been helping to get the community garden started at Shawnee Park Center. And if you haven't driven by there lately, you should, as the raised beds are being built, and hopefully we'll be able to start some planting soon. If the rain subsides a little bit. And with that, then on Thursday, we're also going to have designated as our Healthy Eating Day. And we hope to try to provide some nutritious snacks at the health center, as well as some recipes that folks can take with them to help prepare at home. On Wednesday, all day long, from 9 to 4, I believe it is, will be our emergency response preparedness showcase. And our emergency response planner, Linda Durkee, has organized with several partners, including City of Cape Fire Department and Police Department, to have some of our emergency and response equipment, paraphernalia, and tools that we would need to use in the event of an emergency or disaster. So with that in mind, again, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you tonight and for the proclamation. And we appreciate your support.
We appreciate you and all you do. Thank you. Communications, several. Number one, remind you, and it's already been said, but the sculpture dedication at the Vasterling at Fountain and Broadway Friday evening at 6 o'clock for our second round of those sculptures. A reminder for everyone to vote tomorrow, Election Day. Several items for your consideration. Reminder to council of our retreat, council retreat Friday the 10th at Shawnee at 8 o'clock. I think there are some refreshments at 7:45, I've been told.
Yes.
And we'll begin right at 8 o'clock. Next, I would like to have Marla Mills, if you would come forward, please. I was honored and privileged, along with other council, Loretta Snyder and Joe Azzurro, Assistant City Manager Molly Hood, our Chamber President John Maynor, and to attend along with board members, Marla and board members who were in Atlanta for the week-long National Main Street Conference, to be able to witness the presentation to Marla Mills, the board, and the City of Cape Girardeau, the National Great American Main Street National Award last Monday afternoon. What a thrill to get that national award on a national stage at a national meeting for Cape Girardeau, and what that will mean in the future. Marla, I say congratulations to you, your board, all of your volunteers, and this has been a lot of years of work by a lot of people to make this happen, but we're so proud of you and everyone to be able to bring that award back to Cape Girardeau, and it means so much to our future, and I think you alluded to that as you were down there, and I would like you to comment on anything else at the meeting and your reflection on the award.
Well,
And I know I put you on the spot.
I was going to say, well, I wasn't prepared, which is probably good for you. I don't have a whole list, but I will say that I appreciate those comments very much, and the support that the city gives the organization and the downtown. But and I've said this, and I think you felt this when you were in Atlanta when we received the award, that this truly is a community award, that we facilitate a lot of things in our downtown, but it's the work of everybody together that makes it happen and really makes it successful. And so we appreciate the support we get from the city and from all of our partners, including the Chamber and the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the university, and all of the businesses downtown, everybody that comes together and really makes this work. It was a great week. We were truly honored. It was, the award, as you will recall, was in a beautiful venue, the Fox Theater in Atlanta. So it was quite an appropriate venue, and it was an exciting award. But for us, it's just really, we appreciate the recognition, and we certainly want to use this to promote Cape Girardeau and all it has to offer. We also want to use it as a way to really build some momentum so we can take downtown even further, because it's not, this wasn't the end for us, it was really another beginning. So we had 19 people at the award ceremony from Cape Girardeau, so that we had 10 people at the conference for the whole week, which I think says a lot for people in this community and how much they care about downtown. So thank you for coming, the ones that did come, and the support of the whole council.
Thank you. One more comment, and this came with a comment made by Jim Maurer at the annual dinner when he received the award for the Charles L. Hudson Award and the Volunteer of the Year Award, I think. And his comment that resonated with me is, it isn't just downtown, there aren't just really lines in the sand, it's all of Cape Girardeau. And this is a downtown award, it's an Old Town Cape award, but it's a Cape Girardeau award. And that means so much, and it means so much for all of our city. I was a West Ender all my years, but I'm really dedicated to downtown, but I'm really dedicated to all of Cape Girardeau. And Jim said it so well that night, that this is a Cape Girardeau award.
Well, we always say downtown is everybody's neighborhood, so.
Very good. Thank
And I
you.
will say also that we were very proud, and that was not a small event. I guess, Marla, you knew how many conventioners there were there. It was a tremendous crowd in that awesome theater.
There were over
And we
1,500.
did have a great representation, and it wasn't just an award. We got first place, and I know you truly deserve it, because it's been a long road and sometimes a bumpy road for your operation, but it all came to fruition there at that award. So congratulations, and I hope you had a good week.
You had a great week, thank you.
We
Okay.
were proud to be there.
Other communications?
I have another
Okay,
final
go ahead.
thought on this.
Go.
So obviously, props and kudos to winning, and to the whole community for winning, because it really is that. So, in no uncertain terms now, I'm ready to spike the football. And how can we project this to the 50,000 cars that drive by every day? on the interstate to let them know that they just drove past the winter. So I'm open to
I
motivation.
think you're gonna
from
see some of that.
staff and all that, so take it and run with it.
Yep.
You should. You only get to be the winner for a year. Next year, somebody else will be the winner, so don't dally.
Other communication? Wayne, I think you had something.
So I wanted to invite council members as well as the public to the Carry the Load event in Cape Girardeau, which would be on Memorial Day, May 25th. This is a nationwide movement to honor military personnel, law enforcement, firefighters, and other rescue personnel. There will be a hike, 5.7 miles. You don't have to engage in that, though. There will also be a rally at Cape County Memorial Park, probably around 11:30. There's more information on the website, which is carrytheload.org. There's also a Facebook page for it, and the local organizers are Jacob Fish and Rocky Everett. Jacob's a Marine veteran, Rocky Everett's an Army veteran, so I encourage people to find out more about it and participate as they can on that Memorial Day event. But it's a great thing coming to Cape Girardeau. There's only a few allowed to operate nationwide, and we're one of only a few on Memorial Day, so it's a very special event.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. Any other communications from council?
I have a comment on our Keep Cape Beautiful. As a part of Keep America Beautiful, we are required to do a survey of the city. Do we do it every year? Julia? And so we had our first trip on Wednesday, and we did it in Ward 4, because that's my ward, and we knew it'd be the easiest one to do. But what we do is survey the litter in each ward, and so we've got 2 more Wednesdays and more wards to do, but then we will record that with the Keep America Beautiful and do it again next year, and hopefully within the next year we will see some improvements.
Litter is a continuing issue, and I kind of have a habit of picking up litter when I go along, and I was kind of upset last week when I was going to a meeting with Julia at the Federal Building, and she saw a litter and picked it up before I recognized it. But I think it's good for anybody, all citizens. You see some litter, pick it up. I've been known to stop my car and get out and pick something up, but we all have a part in that. Those that litter and those that help eliminate litter. So
if you care, do your share. And I think everyone would like to see a clean city. And we often get remarks, well, I was here, there, or somewhere else in the country, where they say, we didn't see one piece of litter. And that's what we want, the point that we want to get to. We want the whole city, and maybe the outskirts also, to be free of litter.
okay, any other communications? Council, we have or staff. Nothing on staff. We have one public hearing tonight. It's a public hearing to consider a request for a special use permit to construct and operate a convenience market office and executive rental suite at 301 Mill. Council is item number 11. This public hearing is open for anybody to address the council.
Good evening. My name is Mark Guess. I'm an engineer with Kaler Engineering, and I'm here to represent Mr. Young on this special use permit application. As you're aware, he is proposing to construct a convenience market, an office, a small office space, and executive rental suites at 301 Mill Street. Those are special use, allowed by special use in that zoning district. And I'm here to answer any questions you may have regarding the application.
This was approved by Planning and Zoning 9-0, but I noticed there was a myriad of special conditions that were attached.
Yes, sir.
To that. I'm assuming with moving ahead with this, you, along with the owner, are ready to meet those special conditions?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. Any other questions from council? Okay, let's council move right to item 11. Anyone else to appear with this public hearing open? Okay, we'll close the public hearing in council now. Let's move to item 11 in new ordinances. Bill number 15-42, an ordinance granting a special use permit to Jack Young for purposes of constructing and operating a convenience market, office, and executive rental suite at 301 Mill Street in the city and county of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. This will be the first reading.
So moved.
So moved by Lanzotti. Seconded by Azaro. Any discussion? Seeing none, those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, done. Is there anyone here to appear before the council on any item that is on the agenda? Okay, Eric, if you will take us through the consent agenda.
Bill number 15-39, an ordinance authorizing execution of an air traffic control tower operating assistance grant agreement for fiscal year 2014 to 2015 with Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. An ordinance authorizing execution of an air traffic control tower operating assistance grant agreement for the fiscal year 2014 to 2015 with Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission. Bill number 15-40, an ordinance appropriating funds for fiscal year ending June 30, 2015 in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri to implement recommendations from a pay and benefit study. An ordinance appropriating funds for fiscal year ending June 30, 2015 in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri to implement recommendations from a pay and benefit study. Number 15-44, a resolution of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri expressing support for an increase in the Missouri State Motor Fuel Tax. Bill number 15-46, a resolution authorizing the City Manager to execute an agreement with BNSF Railway Company for the Floodwall Railroad Relocation Project in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill number 15-47, a resolution authorizing the City Manager to execute an agreement with Wilson and Company for the Floodwall Railroad Relocation Project in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Council, you've heard the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for approval?
Consider a motion to amend at this time.
Item number 5.
5 to include the changes discussed at study session, which was the revised language.
That people have a copy
that
of.
people have been- Yeah, council's been provided a copy. It's essentially a redaction of those items which may be in conflict with the Hancock Amendment and to a more general support language.
Let's see, do we need an amendment? We haven't got a motion to approve yet.
Oh,
Do we need a,
I would move, or you need a second.
no, we haven't had a motion to approve the consent agenda yet. Yeah. So moved by Snyder
Second.
and seconded by Lanzotti. Discussion.
Now I'll make a motion to amend item number 5 to reflect some changes in language that were discussed at study session and that council has been provided copies of.
Okay,
Second.
seconded by Bowen. Discussion.
I can just say it generally, the proposal was to do a 2 cents each year to the gas tax plus an indexing feature. There's been some question about there may be a substitute because of some concern, Hancock concern, so we just changed that to generically supporting a fuel tax increase up to a total of 6 cents per gallon. And therefore, we didn't want to be supporting something that might be in question.
So that is the language of the amendment. Any further discussion on the amendment? Those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And now vote on the consent agenda.
Discussion on the consent agenda.
And discussion?
I'd like my vote on item number 4, to implement recommendation for the pay and benefit study recorded as no. Still not entirely in support of the changes we're making, although I do appreciate the appeals process that is in place. And look forward to additional improvements down the road to improve inequities.
Okay, and we'll so note that Councilman Bowen will be voting no on item 4 as we approve the balance of the consent agenda. Any other discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, those in favor, aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so noted. Thank you, Wayne. New ordinances number 10, bill number 15-41, an ordinance accepting a temporary construction easement from Mary Lou Schicker, Revocable Trust for the Cape Splash Expansion Phase 1 in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. First reading.
So moved.
So moved by Bowen.
Second.
And seconded by Azura. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? We have previously taken action on number 11. Number 12, Bill number 15-43, an ordinance accepting a general warranty deed and temporary construction easement from various property owners for the Kingsway Sidewalk Project in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. First reading. So moved. So moved by Lanzotti. Seconded by Zero. Any discussion?
I have a question about, isn't this project to be paid through casino funds?
One of them is casino funds, and one of them is enhancement funds with Missouri Department of Transportation. Molly, do you know which one this one is? We have two Kingsway sidewalk project. One of them was done with enhancement funds or safe routes to school funds from the Missouri Department of Transportation. The other one was done with casino funds. Between the two of them, we were able to build the whole section down to the trail.
I believe this is the casino fund
Okay.
section.
Yes.
We brought the safe routes to school one at the previous meeting for section.
Okay.
Thank you.
Answer your question, Loretta? Okay. Any other discussion? Question? Those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Number 13, Bill number 15-45, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute a state block grant agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission to fund an air service study at the Cape Girardeau Regional Airport. First reading. So moved by Bowen and seconded by Ozero. Any discussion?
I guess you should ask the airport manager earlier, but do we know what our passenger count is now? Because the goal is listed as 10,000 in this proposal.
I do not know.
It's in the sixes, isn't it?
It's between 6 and 7.
It's in the sixes somewhere.
Right. It'll be difficult to get to 10,000 even if we add a few flights, but we're still trying to build that to that ultimate. And the reason the 10,000 is important is because then it gets you into another area of eligibility, which has, like $1 million grant. So that's the reason why we want to try to continue to build there. But I don't think that we can say that.
So that's a stretch goal, not an immediate goal.
Yeah, that's where we're trying to get to, but you're exactly right, a stretch goal. But and I don't want to mislead you into thinking that if we add a few flights that we're going to get there. It probably won't happen on this iteration, but building the business of these regional flights is something that in total maybe can get us there. A good point.
Any other discussion? Those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Well, you're all really stepping out there tonight. Number 14, appointment of the Historic Preservation Commission, and there are 4 appointments, and as discussed earlier during the study session, the recommendation is the reappointment of incumbents Sharon Giebler, Carol Nessler, Dick Withers, and the new member, due to the exit of Bill Edelman, who's not eligible for reappointment, would go to Kevin Taylor. If I could have a motion.
So moved.
So moved by Bowen. Seconded by Snyder. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Is there any other business come before us?
Move to adjourn.
Moved to adjourn by Lanzotti.
Basketball.
Seconded by Azura. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?